It's been a while, and finally decided I'm gonna start this series because it's crazy, man. I don't even know what's going on, but I have 4 tanks now. I'm not no expert or anything like that. I've done a lot of reading. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. Most of these ideas are just from me collecting all that information, processing it, and then going, what? And let me just start, because this is going to be the Filtration Rant series. Now, the Filtration Rant series is really about the freshwater side of filtration, and it really pains me to see so many things that are going on with filtration. And honestly, what I'm trying to say is, after you watch this series, you're gonna understand that you're probably wasting a lot of money on filtration that you really don't need, or because you're not, or you might not have your filtration even set up that well, so you're doing more work than you actually have to. And I really want to touch on that because there's a lot of things when it comes to filtration that in the freshwater side we could do better. And it's really surprising because on the reef side, they got nitrates figured out. Like, nitrates is usually the least of their concerns by the time you have your system up and running. And it's really interesting that on the freshwater side, it's still a huge problem. And there's so many ways to deal with them. So I just wanted to go through that, go through filter choices, all that, the 360, and the misconceptions that are very popular in the freshwater hobby about filtration as well. I want you guys to prove me wrong on my thoughts. I would really, because the great thing is that you can watch my videos and disagree with what I have to say, and I love that because it'll give people options, and that's what I really want to provide. I want people to look at their filtration and go, hey, Aquatic Spendthrift's doing it this way, but I saw another guy doing it this way. Which one is going to work for me? I want you guys to see your options. There's many other good filtration videos on how they set up their filtration, why they set up their filtration that way, and I just want to give options. I want people to compare and contrast my thoughts on filtration versus their thoughts versus other people's thoughts. And I'll be happy to go debate with someone on your filtration, which way you think is the best, because it gives the person reading those comments the best idea of what they want, so they can internalize and decide what's the best method, or maybe even a mixture of these two. So I'm really excited to get the series going. Seems like filtration videos on my channel are actually the most popular, but I think in general just filtration videos on the freshwater side are very popular for the reason that lots of people are interested in how to, and maybe even the best ways, or the most efficient ways to filter their tank. Right, so I'm not gonna leave you empty-handed though for watching my intro to the Filtration Rant series. So I'm just gonna start with some basics, mostly basics. One is that you should never buy filter cartridges. These are usually cartridges that come with hang-on back filters that contain carbon in them. These are extremely expensive and a waste of money. You're better off buying some filter floss. Well, first of all, you're better off buying some filter floss, which you could either get usually from a local fish store, or you could even look up some quilt batting, which is what I use. Quilt batting is basically filter floss, but they use that stuff to fill up pillows. And yes, they are completely safe and made of the same stuff that makes filter floss. So you're welcome. I just saved you a ton of money because I have a big bag of quilt batting I have for over a year, which I use on my shell dweller tank, cost me 18 bucks. Probably, that's 2 packs of cartridges generally, in Canada at least. And I've been using that cost for over a year now, and I still have a ton more. Next thing is, you don't need chemical media. And something like carbon or other things like that, ammonia remover, all that stuff, you don't need it. However, if you understand what the media does, then go ahead and pick it up. For example, you don't need carbon, but it is useful in certain situations. I just want to make sure that you understand what you're getting this chemical media for. Carbon, for example, is used to remove organics, usually tannins, and other chemicals. So if you just medicated your tank and you finish that, you want to add carbon so you can get all the extra chemicals out. You don't want to use carbon when you are medicating your tank because it's going to remove that. And something like ammonia remover, for example, is something you never should have to reuse. So what I'm trying to say is, make sure you know what your chemical media does before you purchase it. Because next thing is filtration order. This is another basics. You always want to go mechanical, bio, and chemical. Pongru, he obviously talks about that all the time. He emphasizes it. If you're watching this, you've probably seen some of Pongru's videos. If you haven't, you should go check them out. But always that order, for the reason is you don't want your biomedia to be clogged. Most people don't even run chemical media, and if you do, usually it's a good practice to have it after the bio, because there is a chance that the chemical media can do damage to your biomedia. So it's just something to watch out for. However, something like carbon is completely fine. Putting it before doesn't make a significant difference, but depending what it is, it can. So that's why it's usually mechanical, chemical, bio. And the next thing I want to give you is filters don't clean water, okay? And hear me out. Filters make your tank look pretty. They don't clean the water. How a filter works is it takes all the dirty stuff and it puts it somewhere you don't see it. All that gunk is still in the water, still decomposing. It's just somewhere else. And in order to remove that gunk, the way to do that is through water changes. So do your water changes, because filters don't clean water. They just make it look pretty, because there's no bolos of poo all over your tank.